Hey there, and welcome back after a long time. I was originally not planning on it taking this long because I did the section I'm about to do about a month ago. But the problem was I was having a lot of fun with it, and I was doing some really amusing things I didn't realise you could even do, or would happen. And then I lost the recording. So all of that commentary, all of what I did was just null and void. And that kind of pissed me off. So for a while I just thought, you know what, I'll do it later. And then I kept thinking that, and then ended up just not really doing it at all. So here I am again, basically just going to go over what I did about a month ago. So you'll see the penultimate area and everything that involves. Right. There's not much in the lecture building at the moment. You basically get access to the upper floor, which will then allow you to get to the actual nightmare area you're supposed to go into. I'll have a look and see what sort of stuff I can find in here. I'm trying to remember what's really important. There is one important thing, actually. That's, more Canton sedatives. Which is an NPC encounter that has been a long time coming. Ouch! Begone, fiend! And we'll see that momentarily. Also, because I've done the DLC and I have the gems from that DLC, these guys are just really trippy. And I'm pretty much maxed out on blood vials and quicksilver bullets because you just get so many blood echoes from doing the chalice dungeons anyway. It's really easy to go max everything out. It's just the downside of which is that you have to do the chalice dungeons to get that. You know, your tracking may be crazy, but it's not that crazy. Right. Now for Mr. Big Man over here. I'm going to do his flamey hands thing. One more. I believe. You should not have believed. Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. Anyway, this is the real reason why you want to stick around. Because it's just kind of amusing. Very similar chair to Master Willem's. Perhaps it was his all along. Get your thunks out. Vardy, get on that lore. Not really, of course. Who cares about the lore in this game?
Oh, this cannot be. You cannot be. No, you didn't. Lord Amygdala? Oh, how did this come to pass?
Ah, good old Spooder pooches. Wow, they totally didn't overuse this joke in Dark Souls 3, did they? I'm in a bit of an off mood.
Now, wait just
So
a
if I
moment.
feel a bit sassier than
Thinking of
usual, that's
me?
probably why.
Me?
This is actually pretty funny.
Indeed, I should think not. I shared with you a thing most secret. Now you're witness to a miracle, and all the stronger for it. You should appreciate it, if you've a grain of gratitude in you. Yes. Appreciate it.
It's just the audacity of that laugh that just gets me every time.
No matter. Such details are trifling. We're fast friends by now. Let this express what words cannot.
Amazing.
Oh, doubt me not, sweet compeer. What is friendship but a chance encounter?
Indeed, Patches. Indeed.
That was uncharitably done. That was uncharitably done, dear friend.
Oh, I hope that didn't bleed too much into the mic there. I'll be able to sort it out if it has. Oh, now I can barely hear it at all. Wunderbar. Alright, that's better. That is manageable. So yeah, this rune that he gave me, it's one I've seen before, but it's just a really good max stamina rune. It's part of the reason why leveling up stamina is kind of not a necessity, but it is a quality of life option. Whereas in something like Dark Souls 1, yes, endurance is a necessity. In fact, in all of the Souls games. There's only in this one where it's kind of like, you don't really need to bother with it too much. Ooh, moon presence, eh? I wonder what that's all about. No idea whatsoever. Oh yeah, if you haven't figured it out yet, the chords are kind of important. Kind of a big deal. Which does remind me, I need to show where you can get another one if you didn't do like your Cephgus thing. I can do that later though, it's no big deal. Oh yes, and as much as I enjoyed it while it lasted, we're no longer at elite health. I needed more health to survive a lot of shit, so... Oh, sadly, all good things must come to an end. Feels bad, man. Incidentally, on that topic, I am planning on returning to Dragon's Dogma. There are some complications in terms of, like, I need a new controller, but I might not end up using a controller anyway for the final bit. Depends on how good the keyboard and Windows controls end up being. I have not decided yet. Also, those things are really, really resistant, and they do a surprising amount of damage. Best to just leave them be. And if you have just been playing the main game and you don't have the DLC, or you've not been doing chalice dungeons, this is a great place to pick up the remainder of the chunks you'll need. Although, admittedly, once you unlock the upper cathedral ward, you don't really need to worry too much about that. There are a lot of enemies here, and a lot of horrible nasty things. Best to just run past most of them. And try your best not to die. The good thing is, the thing that's currently frenzying me as I run across the open fields, will also frenzy the enemies, and it can only focus on one at a time. So if you're lucky, it'll focus on an enemy, rather than you. Which saves you a lot of hassle. Excuse me. Ah, you champ. You sir best. Also, in this opening area, there's kind of a tricky thing I want to do involving Shaman Bone Blades. I don't remember if I took out the ones in storage or if I have any on me. But I kind of want to replicate something I did a while back. Back when I originally did this. Because it was hilarious when I found out what happened. Let's see. I have too. And I'll pick up more later. You'll see what I mean. If I can pull this off, you'll see what I mean. I'm not sure if I talked about how Shaman Bone Blades work. They're kind of really, really situational, but at the same time really neat. So I'll see what I can do. You can also pick some up here, which is why it's why I was reminded to try it. Because you have all these spoders here, but you also have an NPC hunter over here, and he's not actually that big a deal. But what I want to do is aggro him. Not die! Let's see. I need to make a getaway. I want to get away. There we go. I should hit too. Because you see, he's programmed to do an emote after he kills you. But he'll do it even with mobs like this. And what I wanted to try and do is hit him. Oh, shit. But I didn't. So instead we're just going to watch this. Watch and appreciate how amazing Bloodborne's AI actually is. There. Having been appreciated, let's cheese them. His Rosmarinus actually does a lot of damage too. So you're gonna want to be careful about that. There we go. Timing's a bit fucked on the Olympics rifle, but I've mentioned this before, like, loads of people prefer using the pistols, but shotguns are really, really good for ensuring that you hit them. Because, considering how dodgy all the enemies are, it's actually pretty common to shoot somebody with a pistol and have it go over their head, or something like that. And then you've just taken a shitload of damage because you fucked up your parry. That doesn't really happen with shotguns, which is why they're still useful. Add this here anyway, just for like ranged shots. But this character doesn't really need ranged damage from guns anyway, because they have the awesomeness that is Black Sky Eye and Cursed Brew. So, swings and roundabouts, as they say. It's just a matter of, if you don't have an Arcane build, which is like literally everybody who plays this game except me, that's your option, really. Although I will say the DLC made Arcane builds that much more realistic. Very happy about that. Also, something that happened that I just never expected to happen. Neo, the Samurai Souls thing from Ninja Theory, I think it was Ninja Theory, I could be wrong on that, is actually coming out on Steam, on PC. It's just really surprising, so who knows what'll happen in the future. I mean, there was Nier that came on PC, there's this, and now the question is open. What will happen now with something like Bloodborne? Because something I found out quite recently was, Sony is the one that owns the rights to the Bloodborne franchise. It's not in From's hands, I don't think. So it could be entirely possible that they decide, you know what, we're going to make a PC port of this and outsource it to another company. Which has happened before. It happened with Mass Effect and Halo Combat Evolved back in the day. So, who knows? If there's ever a time to be hopeful for it, it's probably now. But hope's a fickle thing. Fickle thing indeed. Still, interesting enough. It's also because I don't really have a lot to talk about with this general area. It's full of, like, nice, creepy things and that, but it's all self-explanatory to an extent, and for everything else, most of you watching will have probably seen us all before anyway. If not, the generic, like, soldier dudes here are a bit weird in that they don't immediately aggro to you, but they will start attacking you if Big Mama over here catches wind of your existence. She's not particularly fond of it. Fond of it? That's what I meant to say. But she's straightforward enough to parry. And yes, I'm going to keep calling it parrying, because mechanically that's what it is. There we go. Right. I have a hefty amount of blood echoes at the moment. Not really keen on losing it. Ow, my face! These annoying buggers, though. Just casually cheese them by ignoring geometry. Simple geometry! Weaking! No. Nice. And I didn't get up to run. uninterrupted by crossbow dude. Smooth as butter. Smooth as very slippery butter. And a useless gem. Ah, feels good, man. Wow. Yeah, wow. It's what a mysterious world we live in, where you can look down at the bottom and it's just a grey abyss of untextured nothing. Really makes you think about the elder beings at work here. What magic they do. Anyway, we are actually close to the boss of this area. I'm not going to be 100% done with this set when I finish him off, because there is something I want to get from this area. There's a few things, actually. But I'm not going to be jumping straight into doing the final boss things yet. About how I'm going to handle the endings. I'm actually going to try and get all of them done, because through backing up of saves, it is entirely possible for me to show everything off, because I haven't used the chords yet. So I will be able to show all of the endings. Especially since, I'll be honest, I'm not actually a fan of the true ending. I think the true ending is just really unsatisfactory and just kind of a big disappointment, considering all it builds up to. And from what I hear, that's not exactly an uncommon sentiment. A lot of people feel that way. A lot of people are a big fan of what's called the Yharnam Sunrise ending, and I can totally see why. I personally prefer the other one. From the ones I've mentioned, and the one I haven't mentioned, the one I haven't is the one I'm the biggest fan of. It's not a happy ending at all. Not in the slightest. But it's one I like because it just fits Bloodborne's tone so well. Plus, it allows a certain character to be the final boss. And I'll be honest, the actual final boss is really kind of crap. You'll see what I mean when we actually do it. And a lot of you will probably have already played Bloodborne and know what I'm talking about anyway. So, details. I actually don't remember where this leads to. I sort of might have an idea, but not 100%. And that just leads back to the... There's actually I think there is a bonfire actually down this way. Like, not next to... Not where we came before. Yeah. I could be wrong though. I could be getting myself horribly killed. And the answer is... Yeah. Also need to be careful because they're going to be throwing things. Come on, why? Why is there so many items I just don't use? Ah. One of them unfortunately got frenzied. How shameful. There is actually something hidden here. The Varai room. Oh, vamonos! Another happy holiday down in Nightmare Town. Hopefully... Oh yeah, please ignore the baby's cries, it's totally nothing important. Hopefully, this should not be too big a problem even with 12 blood vials. But we'll see. We'll see.
Ah, cause. Or some say cosm. Do you hear our prayers? No, we shall not abandon the dream. No one can catch us. No one can stop us now.
Alright then, welcome to the meme boss, everybody. A guy who is just basically a walking meme. Did I turn the music off for this? I mean, I know it's kind of a slow start, but still. No, there it is. Okay.
Ah, cause. Or some say, cause do you hear our praise?
Basically, this is a boss that kind of just dicks you around and goes on about, oh, the cosmos, oh, over and over. So get used to that and you'll be hearing it a lot. The idea is that you corner him in certain areas where he will actually go and stand his ground. He'll be cornered and he'll fight you. That's the idea, and he does this twice. You'll see what I mean. He's a slimy, slippery little bugger too, as you'll find out, even in the actual fights. Curtain comes down, or doesn't. Okay, never mind. But you have to be careful because he just kind of waits for an opening and then just splats you with that tentacle fun. And these enemies here, they do a lot of damage, and you don't get regain on them, and they don't die. So you need to be very careful. Oh, I'm so lucky he didn't actually capitalize on that. Yeah, he can visceral attack you up. The idea is either to stun lock him like this, or get a couple of hits in, and then back off, and then carry him. First stage is not really that big a deal at all.
Oh, majestic!
Obviously, I can unlock you, of
A
course.
hunter is a hunter, even in a dream. But alas, not too fast. The nightmare swirls and churns unending.
Should have just done that from the start. Down this way is not where Mikolash ran off to, but it does lead to something I want, which is a moon rune. I think I already mentioned before, those moon runes allow you to increase the number of blood echoes you get. Generally pretty fucking useful. Fortunately, the way down is a massive pain in the backside. All of these nasty shitters.
As you once did for the vacuous one.
Okay, there we go. I shouldn't do this. This is what you do when you run out of things to say. You just start singing music. But what else is there to say about Mikolash other than he's annoying, and you basically just have to cheese him with spam or another means. In fact, I will show you one of the true advantages to an Arcane character for this boss fight. You'll see in a moment.
As you once did, Ron.
Eyes on our minds, so we can see more of our amazing brains. Right, so this area is notorious and infuriating because what he does, he trollololols you around this big area, teleporting into mirrors, leading you into mobs, and stuff like that. And the idea is that you're supposed to trap him in a cage area. As you can see, he just fucks off into the mirror. And from there you have your final showdown because he can't escape. But you don't necessarily have to do that. This is what it leads into. And leading him into that area is kind of an annoyance. There's also shitloads, and I mean shitloads of chunks and stuff around this area. So that's where Mikolash is. the idea is that you drop down from here, lead him into the area ahead of him, and the cage will drop down, and then you drop down on him. Alternatively, you can do this. Because the way his AI works, he will disappear when he's shot or hit by a projectile, and come back to a different spot, or in this case, the same spot, to set up this. So you can just keep doing this over and over and over again until he dies. And that's actually a really good idea, because this boss has a spell that will just one-shot you if you're unlucky, and dodging it is extremely fucking annoying. So, when a boss is cheesy, you can just cheese it right back. Kind of breaks the breaks the AI, but also the cutscene that follows is a bit weird with what you do.
Now I'm waking up. I'll forget everything.
Excellent. Actually, that's kind of... I was only half paying attention to the cutscene there. That's interesting. Normally, it shows you in the room that I showed as the arena area. And you're looking around like, ooh, what happened? But, I don't think it did that then. There must be something in the game code that says, like, okay, they're not in the actual fighting arena area, so the cutscene has to play differently. That is very interesting. I did not know that. Now I'm just trying to remember where the bloody hell I go. It's up here, I think. Has been a while, after all. So we drop down, but it's not there. Here, there we go. Now the bridge has been made. Now, this time, I'm not going to fuck up the recording and press the wrong button, but I will leave you here for now. So, next part, we'll finally be making use of this emote, as you'll see in the relevant part. So long.